More Bay Area headlines now. The federal government shutdown is, as we know, affecting San Francisco's Fleet Week. With U.S. military ships and jets not being part of this year's festivities, a lot of local businesses are worried that they won't make the kind of money they typically do when hundreds of thousands of people flock to the city. KRON 4's Will Tran is live for us out of Pier 39 with more on that worry. Will.
Well, James, we don't know the hard deadline yet on whether or not the Blue Angels will say it's too late. We are not coming to town. Right now, it's considered grounded, not canceled. But of course, we get closer and closer to the end of Fleet Week. We do know they practice towards the end of the week with the show on Saturday, and a lot of people literally up in the air about what to do, and that is not good news for businesses like the ones at Fisherman's Wharf and all over San Francisco, because Fleet Week is a huge attraction. Hundreds of thousands of people come into the city to watch a lot of things, but particularly the Blue Angels. They are the rock stars of all of this. They're the engine that drives this, but unfortunately right now, unless something changes, they are not coming to town, and that means maybe thousands of people, not sure how many, but it's probably safe to say thousands of people will not be coming to town because the headliner won't be here. And that will impact the businesses. Many businesses pre-order their supplies thinking everything would be okay, not realizing that there would be a federal government shutdown. And because there's a shutdown, they probably won't sell as many items as far as entree, souvenirs, and that's going to hurt them. And let's just say that they order as they go, James. So if they don't sell as many things, there's no need to order, and that could hurt the suppliers as well. Fleet Week is such a huge attraction. It brings in about $10 million for the entire week, brings in U.S. service members, 3,000 of them for the parade of ships, and those service members, of course, they also spend money, and right now they're not getting paid, much less being in town. Back to you.
All right, Will, thank you very much.